have been tasked with creating an Azure Key Vault using PowerShell. You have been informed that objects deleted from the Key Vault must be kept for a set period of 90 days. So here, the first task is to create the Key Vault, and while creating the Key Vault, we have to ensure that if any objects gets deleted from the Key Vault, then it should be kept for 90 days. So if we look at the options, enable for deployment, purge protection, and template deployment and soft delete. So we all know the answer should be soft delete and purge protection, because soft delete is an option which gives us the option to set the 90 days period. And the purge protection is an option which ensures that no object should be deleted before that retention period. So let's look at the answer. Now we are at question 2. In this question, you have an Azure Key Vault and you have to delegate the administrative access to the Key Vault to meet the following requirements. You can see provided a username user1 with the ability to set advanced access policy, and user2 with the ability to add or delete certificates in the Key Vault. And we also need to ensure that we need to use the principle of least privilege. Okay, let's look at the options. Our third question, and here we can see you have an Azure subscription that contains an Azure Key Vault. Okay, so we have one subscription where we already have an Azure Key Vault. In question number 4, we have Azure subscription that contains managed identity name identity and Azure Key Vault shown in the following table. So we have Key Vault 1, which is permission model set to vault access policy. And we have Key Vault 2, where the permission model is set to Azure RBAC. Okay. Now Key Vault 1 contains an access policy that grants identity 1 the following key permission. So here we need to understand the key permission, which means you have the Azure Keys Vault shown in the following table. So we have 5 Azure Key Vault, and Key Vault 1, 2 belongs to West US and subscription 1. Key Vault 3 belongs to East US and subscription 1. Key Vault 4 and 5 belongs to West US and East US but to subscription 2. Okay. Now Key Vault 1 stores a secret named secret1 and for a managed storage account named key1. Hello everyone and welcome to this video of 591 Lab. I am Manny and I'm thrilled to have you here. In this video, we are going to learn about Azure Key Vault and review some questions related to AZ-500 exam. Before we begin, here we have our humble request to subscribe our channel, like the video and hit the notification bell. This helps us to create more content like this. Let us introduce ourselves first. We are 591 Lab and we are the top IT training and certification exam brand in China, Hong Kong, Taiwan and Singapore. Our mission here is to provide our clients with exceptional exam preparations experience for certifications in Cisco, Huawei, Aruba, Juniper, Microsoft and Azure Cloud. To know about us in detail, please visit 591lab.com and subscribe this channel. Without spending any more time, let's start our learning. Here is the agenda for the video. First, we are going to learn what is Key Vault and how to create it. Then we will talk about Vault Access Policy and Azure Role-Based Access Control. After that, we will move to important roles which is important to manage the Key Vault. Then we'll talk about backup and restore of secrets, keys and certificates. Then we have some review questions to understand them in detail. Let's move to the first slide. What is Azure Key Vault? Azure Key Vault is a cloud service that provides a secure store for secrets. You can securely store keys, passwords, certificates, and other secrets. Basically, it is a centralized storage location or centralized storage solution for storing keys, secrets, certificates, or any sensitive information. The benefit of Azure Key Vault is that neither application nor Microsoft even have direct access to keys or any information which is saved in Key Vault. Plus, it can also be integrated with Azure services such as Azure Virtual Machines, Functions, or Azure DevOps to provide secure and seamless access to cryptographic keys and secrets. So if I summarize this slide, then Azure Key Vault is a centralized location where we can keep or save our sensitive and confidential information. So let's jump to the Azure portal and see how to create Azure Key Vault. We are here in our Azure portal. To create a Key Vault, first we need to search for the Key Vault. Just type the word key and it will populate the option of Key Vault. Click here the Key Vault. You can see I already have one Key Vault which I have created for my testing. But now let's go and create a new Key Vault. Click on Create button. Here is the form which we need to fill. So first it is asking for subscription and resource group. So select the resource group which we have already created, which is 591 lab demo. Now it is asking for Key Vault name. So enter the name of the Key Vault. So for example, I'm just going to key 1 and 591 lab. So here this is accepted. Now region is US. Pricing tier is standard. We also have another pricing tier which is premium, and this premium includes the HSM backed keys option. However, for this video we are going with the standard. Now we have this option soft delete enabled. So now let us understand this part in detail. What is soft delete? So first thing you can see here, we have no option to change. So soft delete is enabled by default. Now if you read this, soft delete protection will automatically be enabled on this Key Vault. Then this feature allows you to recover or permanently delete a Key Vault and secrets for the duration of the retention period. If you look at this option, which is the second option, days to retain deleted vaults. So soft delete is what going to do. It is enabled by default, and whenever we are going to create a Key Vault and we are going to store some sensitive information, whether it is keys, secrets, or certificates, then if somebody accidentally deletes those key or sensitive information, then Azure provides us the retention period, like it is not going to be deleted permanently. It is going to just move into the managed deleted keys. So, and the duration for that is minimum 7 days. If I just try to reduce it 2 days, you can see here the value must be between 7 and 90. So minimum days should be 7 and maximum should be 90s. If we don't give any option, then by default it will set to 90. Now after that we have purge protection. What is purge protection? In the purge protection, what will happen? Let's say soft delete is enabled and we have set the value to 90 days. So anything which is going to be deleted from the Key Vault is going to be recovered within 90 days. However, when the purge protection is disabled, we also have the option to forcefully delete the objects from the managed deleted option. When we enable the purge protection, we cannot even forcefully delete the item. So purge protection enabling means we are not going to have the control to delete the key or Key Vault before 90 days. So soft delete is going to secure us from accidental deletion. However, purge protection is binding us or is forcing us, like we cannot delete it. So it's better to keep it disabled. However, if you have very restrictive environment, you can keep it enabled as well. Let's click on next. We have the access configuration. In this access configuration, we have two permission model: role-based access control and vault access policy. We are going to learn about this section in detail later in this video. As of now, I'll just choose vault access policy. I'm going to choose my username and I'm just going to hit, and I'm just going to provide me all the access. We'll talk about these accesses later in this video. Okay, Now hit on next. Now you can see we have options of the networking. Just leave as it is. Click on next, and then it is running the validation. Meanwhile, it is running the validation. Now it's completed. So hit on create. So now it is deploying the Key Vault. So let's just wait for some time. Not going to take more time. In next 2 to 3 minutes, our Key Vault should be ready. Then we will go to the Key Vault and explore different options in Key Vault. Also, we will see how to create secret information or save secret information. So the deployment is completed. Let's go back to home. Now again, open the Key Vault, and you can see this is the Key Vault which we have just created. Click on E-1 591 lab, and you can see we have different options here. Important section here is the objects. You can see here we have keys, we have secrets, and we have certificates. So either we can save our keys, we can also save our secrets, and we can also save the SSL or TLS certificates. If I talk about the secrets, then let's go and create one secret. You can see here, it is asking you to generate or import. So let's say if any key is already there with you or secret is already there with you, you can import it as well. Also, you can create your own secret. So you can see option upload manual and certificate. So let's keep it manual, and let's say give it a name for our secret 1 and 591. You can create any secret value. And then we can set the activation date, we can set the expiration date. As of now, I'm not doing anything, just leave it blank and just hit on create. So now you can see I have this secret created inside this Key Vault, which is Key 1 591 lab. Open this secret, and now you can see we have the current version of this secret. If you click on it, then you can see the settings related to the secret, and you can see we have not. And here you can select show secret value, and you can see ABCD is our secret value which I entered at the time of creation. Plus we have the secret identifier. So this is the URL which is going to identify. So if we provide this URL to somebody else, which means any other application like Azure Virtual Machine, Azure Function, or DevOps, then they will be able to access this secret without storing it in a plain text. Now we have created the secret. Similarly, we can create the keys and the certificate as well. We have both options. We can generate our own keys, secret, certificates, or we can also import them. Now let's have a look on other options. Next option, we have access configuration. This is the permission model, which is very important, and we are going to talk about this later in this video. Then we have networking here. In this video, networking, you can see here, allow public access from all network, which means as of now, anybody can access my Key Vault, which is a security risk. So that is why it has given the access, allow public access from a specific virtual network and IP address. So in most of the enterprise environment, you will find this option selected. So here select this option and then add your virtual network. It will simply make Key Vault accessible only to your virtual network. So this is about networking. Then we have access policies. Hitting on no. And you can see here, as of now, we have only one user who has the access on the access policy or on the Key Vault. So this is all about Key Vault exploration. Now let's go and understand the option of soft delete and purge. So here you can see I have one secret which I have created here, secret 1. Let's go and delete this secret. So you can see here, I have successfully deleted my secret, which I have created. So just assume that I accidentally deleted that. Then if you remember, I talked about there is a manage deleted section. So you can see here, this is a secret. And if I close this and just open it again, I'll go to my secrets, and you can see here manage deleted secrets is here. So if I click on it, then it is showing me this is my secret which I have deleted. If I'll click on or select this option, you will see here we have the option to recover, we have the option to purge. Why these two options? Because we have soft delete is enabled by default. So here, when we are going to do the purge, it will permanently delete the secret from here, because we only have the soft delete enabled, and we have purged, which is in disabled state. But when we have the purged option in enabled state, we won't have option to purge here. We only have the option to recover. The purge can only happen when the defined retention days will be over. So if I'll click on recover, then you will see my secrets will be back into my Key Vault. So if I'll just switch it here and here refresh, it takes some time to reflect here. Sometimes we need to refresh the page. Okay, you can see here secret 591 lab. You can go and verify the secret details. I think it's the same one. Yes, that's the same secret which we have deleted and now we have recovered. So that's all about how the soft delete and purge works, how we have created Key Vault, and how we have option to restrict the networking and what is the access configuration. Now let's focus on this particular permission model in our next section. So let's go to next section and talk about this Azure role-based access control and vault policy. First, we are going to understand what they are, then we will do the lab for it. Let's go back to our slide and understand them in details. We have two permission models for assigning permission in Key Vaults: Azure RBAC and Vault Access Policy. Azure RBAC provides access to Key Vault by using built-in roles like Key Vault Administrator, Key Vault Reader, etc. This permission works on every Key Vault comes under the assigned scope. While for the Vault Access Policy model, we have to specify the permission explicitly inside the every Key Vault. Permission assigned under this model can manage only the keys, secret, and certificates within the defined Key Vault. Let's understand this via a diagram. So here we have three Key Vaults. Key Vault 1 is using the Vault Access Policy permission model. Key Vault 2 and Key Vault 3 is using the Azure RBAC permission model. So if user 1, or if we have to assign permission to user 1 on Key Vault 1, then he will be only able to manage keys, secrets, and certificates of Key Vault 1. However, if user 2 is going to be assigned permission on Key Vaults, then he will be able to manage Key Vault 2 and 3, because user 2 is going to assign the permission at the resource level. So let's go to the portal and execute them. So we are back in our Azure portal. Now you can see we have three Key Vaults: Key Vault 1, Key Vault 2, and 3. And we have also logged in with our user 1 and 2. This is our user 1 and this is our user 2. So first verify whether these users have the access on my Key Vault or not. So let's go to user 1 first. You can see here, I'll click on Key Vault and this is I'm in user 1. So I'm able to view all these three Key Vaults. And if I click on the key 1 or Key Vault 1, and if I go to the secrets or keys anywhere, you can see here it says you are unauthorized to view these contents. If I click on Key Vault 2, I'll get the same message, and on Key Vault 3, I'll also get the same message. So my user 1 does not have any access on any of these Key Vaults. So let's go back to the owner portal and provide access. So let's provide access on Key Vault 1. So I am inside Key Vault 1 and my Key Vault 1 has the permission model set to Vault Access Policy. So let's understand how we can provide permission under Vault Access Policy. To do that, first we need to click on Access Policy and then hit on Create. And here we have permissions, or I can say granular permissions mentioned related to keys, secret and certificates. So for our example, let's choose the secret permission. However, we can choose any one of it. However, for this example, I'm going to choose only secret permission. Now, if I click on Next, it will ask me to select the user ID or the service principal. So I'm just selecting my user 1 and I'm going to hit on Next. This application is optional and hit on Create. So you can see now my user 1 has access on Key Vault 1. So let's go and verify under the login of user 1. So I need to be here. That's my user 1. I'm just going to refresh my page. And I'll click here. Okay, I'm in my Key Vault 3. So let's go to Key Vault and go to Key Vault 1 and go to secrets. So you can see here the previous secrets which we have created, it's showing here. So let's try to create a secret and see if it is working or not. So I am just creating secret 3 and I'm entering any secret, hit on Create. So you can see user 1 is also able to create the secret and it is also able to see the secret. Same thing goes for the keys, but okay, we just need to remember, like, we have only enabled the permission for secret. You can see the user 1 is not authorized to access the keys, and the same thing will go for the certificates. So anyhow, we understand the concept, like how we can provide access or permission under the Vault Access Policy. If I'll come back to my home again. So this is my Key Vault 1. So again, if I go back to user 1 just to verify if it has the access on Key Vault 2 or not, then you can see still user 1 does not have the access on Key Vault. I'm in my user 1, click on here. And you can see Key Vault 2 and Key Vault 3 does not have access. Now let's go to our another model, which is Key Vault 2, and you can see the Key Vault 2 is set to Azure role-based access control. To assign permission with this permission model, we need to use access control IAM. So let's go here, or we need to remember we can provide permission on every Key Vault basis, or we can also provide the permission at the resource group level. So let's go to the resource group and provide the permission. Click here. We are in access control, add role assignment, and just type key. It will populate all the inbuilt roles related to Key Vault. You can see we have, these are the roles or built-in roles we have for Key Vaults. So let's select Key Vault Administrator, hit Next. Now it is asking to select the member. So here I am going to choose user 2. Here, select, Next, and review and assign. So what I did here, I assigned user 2 an access on the resource group, and I used access control option. I have not given user 2 access on any specific Key Vault. So I have simply assigned the user to the Key Vault Administrator role, which is an inbuilt role on resource group. So let's go back to user 2 and see if the user 2 has the access to access my Key Vaults or not. So click on the user 2. I'm in the login of my user 2. So if I'll click on Key Vault 2 and I'll click on secrets, now you can see the message of unauthorization has gone. Let's try to create secret. So I can call it secret 1 Key Vault 2. I can put anything here and hit on create. So now you can see user 2 is able to create or access keys, secrets, or certificates for Key Vault 2. Similarly, let's go and verify for the Key Vault 3. So now again the unauthorization message gone. So click on here and just type secret 1 Key Vault 3, enter any secret and hit on create. And now user 2 is also able to manage and access the Key Vault 2 and Key Vault 3. So this is how Azure RBAC permission model works. So we have understand how the Key Vault permission works. We have two kinds of Key Vault permission, Azure RBAC and Vault Access Policy. In Vault Access Policy, we have to define permission specifically to the Key Vault, and it will work only within the Key Vault. However, for the Azure RBAC, we can define the permission on a resource group level or on a wider level, and whatever the Key Vault comes under that, it will gonna apply to every Key Vault. So this is for about key permission model. Now, in our next section, we are going to talk about few important Azure built-in roles, which is going to help us to manage Key Vaults. Here are some important built-in roles to manage Key Vaults. These roles only work for those Key Vaults where permission model is set to Azure RBAC. Key Vault Administrator. This is the first role we have. An admin with this role can perform all sorts of tasks and operations in Key Vault. This role is of high privilege and it should be assigned only to admins who are responsible to manage confidential information. After that, we have three key roles to talk about: Key Vault Certificate, Crypto, and Secret Officer. As their name says, these roles deal separately with their entities. For example, Key Vault Crypto Officer is able to manage any action on keys inside the Key Vault, but do not do anything on the secrets and certificates. Similarly, this logic applies on Certificate and Secret Officer roles as well. These roles provide granular control to manage the Key Vaults. At last, we have Key Vault Reader. A user with this role can read metadata of Key Vault, means he can see the name of keys, secrets, and certificate, but he won't be able to see any sensitive information which is stored inside. That brings us to the end of this slide, and it is time to move on the next slide, where we are going to learn about backup and restore of keys, secret, and certificates. Before we learn how to take backup and restore of secrets, keys, and certificates, we need to understand few points. Microsoft Azure Key Vault automatically provides features to help you maintain availability and prevent data loss. Backing up secrets only if you have a critical business justification. Backing up secrets in your Key Vault may introduce operational challenges such as maintaining multiple sets of logs, permission, and backups when secret expires or rotate. Key Vault does not currently provide a way to back up an entire Key Vault in a single operation. This is an important point to understand. Till now, or I can say in current time, Key Vault or Microsoft is not giving us the option to take the entire Key Vault in one backup. We have to take the backup for keys, secrets, and certificates individually. So this is a key point to remember. The last point is the backups can only be restored to the Key Vaults in the same subscription and same geography. This means we have to take the backup of keys, secret, and certificates, and then at the time of restoration, we have to use the Key Vaults again. And those keywords must be in same subscription and same geography. You can also restore it to a different region, but it should be in the same subscription. Now let's go to the Azure portal and see how to take backup, and we are also going to learn how to restore them. Here we are in our Azure portal. Let's go and open the Key Vaults. We can see we have two Key Vaults, Key Vault 1 and Key Vault 2. Let's open this Key Vault 1, and here we have our keys, secrets and certificates. Now we can see we have two secrets stored inside the secrets of the Key Vault 1. Just now we have understood the concept that we cannot take the backup of entire Key Vault. We have to take the backup of individual secret, keys or certificates. So let's understand that process. First, we need to open that secret 1, and here you can see we have the option to download the backup. If I'll go back and go to the secret 2, then I can also see the option of download backup. So let's go and take the backup for the secret 1. You can see it's giving me the options here, and simply I need to click on download. The moment I click on download, you can see it's basically get stored into my download option. So this is the file of my secret, or the backup file of my secret. Now let's understand how we can restore it. So this is the process we understood about how to backing up one secret. Let's say we also have one more keyword. We can either restore our backup secret either into the same keyword or into the another keyword. So let's try it restore into another keyword. So we are in our Key Vault 2. Let's go to the secrets, and you can see the option at the top here showing us restore backup. Click on restore backup, select the file and hit on open. And now you can see it's successfully restored. So here we have learned how to take the backup of one secret from the keyword and restore it into the another keyword. We can also restore into the same keyword. Now this brings us to the end of this exercise. It's time to review questions related to AZ-500 exam preparations. We have our first question here. You have been tasked with creating an Azure Key Vault using PowerShell. You have been informed that objects deleted from the Key Vault must be kept for a set period of 90 days. So here the first task is to create the Key Vault, and while creating the Key Vault, we have to ensure that if any objects gets deleted from the Key Vault, then it should be kept for 90 days. So if we look at the options, enable for deployment, purge protection, and template deployment and soft delete. So we all know the answer should be soft delete and purge protection, because soft delete is an option which gives us the option to set the 90 days period. And the purge protection is an option which ensures that no object should be deleted before that retention period. So let's look at the answer. Yes, this is our answer. Now we are at question 2. In this question, you have an Azure Key Vault, and you have to delegate the administrative access to the Key Vault to meet the following requirements. You can see provided a username user1 with the ability to set advanced access policy, and user2 with the ability to add or delete certificates in the Key Vault. And we also need to ensure that we need to use the principle of least privilege. Okay, let's look at the options. User 1 has 4 options: Key Vault access policy, Azure policy, managed identity, and RBAC. Since user 1 must have the ability to use the advanced access policy, then the answer should be RBAC, because we all know in Vault access policy, the permission model only allows to manage the keys, secrets, and certificates within the Key Vault itself only. But the user 2 must have the ability to add and delete certificates in the Key Vault. Then in that case, for the user 2, we should go with Key Vault access policy. Let's have a look at the answer. Yes, this is our answer. For user 1, it should be RBAC. And for user 2, it should be Azure Key Vault access policy. Now it is time to move to the next question. So here we have our third question, and here we can see you have an Azure subscription that contains an Azure Key Vault. Okay, so we have one subscription where we already have an Azure Key Vault. Now the role assignment for the Key Vault are shown in the following exhibit. So this is the role assignment. So basically this role assignment is written in the JSON format. That's fine. Let's understand and try to read them. So display name 1 says user 1 and the role definition name should be owner. Then the display name is user 2 and the user 2 has the role definition name Key Vault Crypto Officer. We have display name user 3 as well, and user 3 is assigned with the Key Vault Secret Officer. And we have user 4 as well, and this user 4 is assigned with the Key Vault Administrator. So look at the answer area. So who can create keys in the Key Vault? You can see the answer choice and mention can create keys in the Key Vault. So if we learn our lesson, then you can see owner is able to do anything. So one thing is sure, the user 1 must be able to create the keys in the Key Vault. 9. Go to the other options: Key Vault Crypto Officer, Key Vault Secret Officer, and Key Vault Administrator. So Key Vault Administrator is also a kind of role which can perform any operation inside the Key Vault. So we must have user 1 and user 4 in this answer. Now let's try to find out another option. So we have only user 1 and user 4. But we also have a Key Vault Crypto Officer and Key Vault Secret Officer. So Crypto Officer is a role which deals with the keys inside the Key Vault. So user Key Vault Crypto Officer is also be able to create the keys. So for the first question, a choice, the answer should be user 1, user 2, and user 4. Do we have any options? Yes, in the answer area, we have option only user 1, 2, and 4. Good enough. Let's move to the next. Can create secrets in the Key Vault. So we know owner and Key Vault Administrator has complete and full access on the Key Vault. So they both of them can be able to create secrets also. It could be user 1 and user 4. Now we need to select it should be user 2 or user 3. So we know user 2 has the Key Vault Crypto Officer access, which means that user 2 can play with the keys, but it cannot do anything with the secrets. And here the question says it can create key secrets in the Key Vault. So we should go with the user 3. So the choice or the answer for the second option is user 1, user 3, and user 4. Do we have any options? Yes. Let's see if we have it. Now you can see we have user 1, 2, and 4 for the first choice, which can create keys in the Key Vault, and user 1, 3, and 4 who can create secrets in the Key Vault. Let's move to the next question. In question number 4, we have Azure subscription that contains managed identity name identity and Azure Key Vault shown in the following table. So we have Key Vault 1, which is permission model set to vault access policy. And we have Key Vault 2, where the permission model is set to Azure RBAC. Okay. Now Key Vault 1 contains an access policy that grants identity 1 the following key permission. So here we need to understand the key permission, which means in Key Vault 1, identity 1 is getting permissions related to key. And what are those permissions? These are get, list, wrap, and unwrap. Good. Now you need to provide identity 1 with the same permission for Key Vault 2. The solution must use the principle of least privilege. So here we have Key Vault 1 and we have identity 1, or you can say it a user 1. So user 1 has the key level permission on Key Vault 1. And we need to provide the same level of permission for the Key Vault 2 as well. So which role should you assign to identity 1? We need to remember, for Key Vault 1, we have vault access policy, which means we have to manually or explicitly choose the identity one or user one and then assign the permission inside Key Vault 1. But for the Key Vault 2, it is set to Azure RBAC, which means we need to assign a role here. So when we are talking about assigning a role, then we have to look at which role is going to do the same work as the identity one is doing the same kind of permission in Key Vault 1. So since identity one has the access only related to the keys, and if you look at the role here, Key Vault Crypto Service, Key Vault Secret, Key Vault Reader, and Key Vault Crypto Officer, then we know like Key Vault Crypto Officer is a role which has the ability to make any operation for the keys inside the Key Vault. So our answer should be Key Vault Crypto Officer. Yes, this is our answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. You have the Azure Keys Vault shown in the following table. So we have 5 Azure Key Vault, and Key Vault 1, 2 belongs to West US and subscription 1. Key Vault 3 belongs to East US and subscription 1. Key Vault 4 and 5 belongs to West US and East US but to subscription 2. Okay. Now Key Vault 1 stores a secret named Secret1 and for a managed storage account named Key1. So inside Key Vault 1, we have one secret and one key, namely Secret1 and Key1. Good enough? Now you back up Secret1 and Key1. So we know to do the backup, we have to individually take the backup for keys and secret. So here it said you take the backup for Secret1 and Key1. Now to which Key Vault you can restore these backups? We also need to understand, like when you take the backup of any secret or keys or certificates from any Key Vault, you can restore it to another Key Vault as well. But there are some limitations. It says to which Key Vault you can restore these backups. So if you remember in slide, we talked about we can restore any keys or secret to the same subscription, but in a different region as well. So it should be, if I am taking the backup of the keys and secret of Key Vault 1, then first Key Vault where I can restore it should be Key Vault 1. Second Key Vault, it should be Key Vault 2 because it belongs to the same subscription and same location as well. And the third one should be Key Vault 3 because it's also in the same subscription, even though it is in the different location, we should be able to restore it. Let's have an answer. So the answer is Key Vault 1, 2 and 3. So that's explain our questions and answer. Let's move to the next question. In Key Vault 1, the following event occurred in sequence. Okay. Item 1 is basically a key. Item 2 is a secret. And policy 1 is a access policy. Okay. So we have one Key Vault. In that Key Vault, we have one key with the name of item 1. We have one secret with the name of item 2. And we have one access policy with the name of policy 1. Okay. Item 1 is deleted, which means our key is deleted. Item 2 and policy 1 are deleted. Okay. Then our secret is also deleted and the access policy is also deleted. Good enough? Now for each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true. Otherwise, select no. Okay. Let's have a look at the statements. You can recover policy 1. Yes or no. Item 1 is basically a key. Item 2 is a secret and policy 1. So can we recover a policy? No, we cannot recover a policy. Second, you can add a new key named item 1. So here item 1 is deleted. But after that, can we add another key with the same name item 1? No. Why? Because item 1 is deleted, but it is still in the manage deleted section. Anybody can restore it. So till the time it is not forcefully purged from the Key Vault, we cannot create the key with the same name. Third option says you can recover item 2. Item 2 is a secret. Yes, we can recover the item 2 if it is get deleted. Let's have an answer. You can see we can recover policy 1. We can it is no. You can add a new item with the same name, no, and you can recover the item to yes. So this brings us to the end of the session. Thank you all for attending today's class at 591 Lab. We hope you found the material informative and helpful. Remember, practice is critical to mastering any new skill. So review the course content and keep practicing with 591 Lab help and support. If you have any question or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact us. We appreciate your participation and look forward to seeing you in our future classes. Before we sign off, it is a humble request to everyone, please like this video, hit the notification bell and subscribe the channel for get the more content like this. Have a great day.